So you want your snakes, though, to be even. If I have a snake that's really skinny at one end, you know, like an anaconda that ate a pig, that's not going to work very well. So I want my snake to be about the same all the way around. It's impossible to make one snake long enough for the whole thing, so we'll have to work in sections. But you make your snake as even as you can, and it probably will take you longer than what I'm doing. But a coil pot works by coiling your snake. So I have to start with the bottom of my pot. So I'm just coiling it. Now I didn't score it, so why is it going to stick together? Well, in this case, I'm using very wet clay. I can again put some water, not too much because we don't want to go crazy, and smush it together. And we can smush it together on both sides. There are two ways of doing coil. One is leaving the coil so you see the coils, which has its own interest. And the other is you can smooth it until the coils are gone. Okay, that's the base of my item. It's a coil. It's a coiled snake. But I'm going to take my next little snake, and because I want my piece to go up. Now, this can be made huge. I have a coil pot at home this big. You're really not limited. You can, because you can keep going and going. So you can make it very wide. You can make it very high. If your building has silo shapes on it, for example, a little bit like Familia Sagrada does, then coil might be a good technique for you to work with, right, to make those shapes. Because you can have it go kind of in and out and wavy. And we just keep building up and squishing it together, and that's, you can start to see how the coil is, I'm building up an edge. You see that? Mm-hmm. So you keep going up and up and up, and we will have to smooth it, but it's a little bit too wet right now to do much. But by the time the class is finished and you've built your whole coil item, you should be able to smooth it. It should be a little bit more dried out. The other thing is, if you want to do coil over a number of weeks, you don't really want it to get leather hard. If it does get leather hard, then where you're adding the next section going up, you will need to score. Okay, you have to score to attach clay that's not very wet, because it has to be smushed into itself, or it'll just, if I just attach it and leave it on, it will literally just, I've already squished it together too much. It'll just fall apart. It'll just fall off. So a very lovely coil. And I could keep going, but I can also do cool things with it, right? I can make it into a flower shape, or, so coil has a lot of possibilities to get these interesting organic shapes, which is not as easy with slab.